Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCollum and I'm here today at the Rock Island Auction Company taking a look at some of the guns and flare guns that they're going to be selling in their upcoming September of 2017 premiere auction. This one is a very rare and very impressive German World War I four-barreled flare launcher. Now there's some misinformation floating around the web about these. This was actually a design that was contracted for in late 1917. And it was designed specifically for illuminating airfields. If you think about it, if you're going to be landing aircraft at night on the sort of primitive airfields that were used a lot in World War I, you need some way to actually light the place up. And it's not like they had a lot of power poles and street lights that running just everywhere that they could hook up to, nor did they really have a lot of portable electric generators like we do today. Sure, some of that stuff existed, but much simpler to just have a really heavy-duty flare gun that you could either shoot by hand or bolt to a fixture, so it was always pointed in a predetermined direction. You've got 4 flares on tap, and then this thing actually was designed with detachable, replaceable magazines. So you can hit the button here. We'll show you this up close in a minute, but these are interchangeable. So you would get a bunch of them, and that allows you to quickly reload the thing and maintain a steady stream of flares illuminating your airfield so that the airplanes don't crash. Like I said, these were contracted for in 1917. A total of 2,500 were ordered. I believe about 2 dozen are known to still exist today. They were manufactured by a total of 7 different companies. This particular one was made by a company called Gebrüder Rempt, R-E-M-P-T, and it's marked there on the side. So just, man, it's a flare pistol, but holy cow, is it a pretty cool flare pistol. Let me show you up close. This thing is huge, but it's mechanically actually quite simple. The trigger's really pretty obvious. It's a 2 or 3 finger affair because this has a really quite heavy trigger pull. You can feel that there's a very heavy spring, I'm sure it's a flat spring in the back here, behind the striker, or the hammer. There is a safety lever here, fire and safe, and on safe, it locks the trigger. We have our markings here. GR is for Gebrüder Rempt, the company that made this particular one, and this is serial number 123. Interestingly, one of the other ones I'm aware of was in Jeffrey Sturgis' collection, and it was a Gebrüder Rempt serial number 124, so the one right after this. Anyway, there is a latch right here which detaches your barrel cluster. So push that in, and this comes right out the top of the gun. It of course takes 4 flares, 25 millimeter flares, and the gun's actually shipped with 8 of these per flare gun. So you'd have a good supply of preloaded flares to keep up a steady illumination. We have a few proof marks there on the side of the clip, I guess you'd call it, clip or magazine, one of the two. Once you had a magazine or a clip of flares in place, there are 4 firing pins, 1 for each flare, and the trigger is just a progressive unit. So it fires 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So depending on if you dry fired it a couple times, you may not start at the top. You'll start somewhere, but it'll just cycle through all 4. So once you fire the 4th round, you know the clip's empty and it's time to reload it. This big mounting bracket was probably, well, I've seen some people say it was for a shoulder stock, which I'm pretty sure is not the case. I believe that was there to give you an option to mount this to the side of a building or a pole or a fixture of some sort. Because it was intended for illuminating airfields, you would generally have a specific direction that you would want to be firing flares. You probably have a number of these flare launchers arrayed around an area. You want both ends of the runway at least, for example. So this allowed you to set them up in position and then just not have to worry about where they were being aimed. A lot of people may not think about it if you're a typical gun collector, but there are some specialty areas of collecting, like flare pistols, where there's quite a lot of interesting variety and, frankly, just as much historical relevancy and context as there are for true firearms. So something like this really would be the centerpiece of an awesome flare gun collection. If you don't have one, and you'd like to have this one, take a look at the description text below. You'll find a link there to Rock Island's catalog page on this guy. You can see their pictures and description, and their price estimate, and everything like that. And if you decide you'd like to make a try at it, you can place a bid over the phone or through the website, or, of course, live at the auction. Thanks for watching.